Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and today's big question that we're answering is what event from comic books do we want to see unfold on the big screen? So what arc, event, whatever do we want to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? We want to see in some other franchise, we want to see in DC. What do we want to see on the big screen? So let's see what our friends in the collective have to say.
Hey everyone, this is Phil from the Capes and Lunatics podcast. What is a big comic book event that I'd love to see unfold on the big screen? On the Marvel side, I'm hoping, what would be great is with the Fox deal going through and with the MCU eventually able to play with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, is if we got that original Secret Wars series, maybe everyone can meet and everyone can battle all these villains on a alien battle world, and because we're kind of getting an Infinity Gauntlet adaptation with the Avengers Infinity War. But yeah, Secret Wars would be awesome. I don't know how big they can go, but DC, do some kind of big crossover with their movies and TV. I know it'll never happen, but do like a Crisis on Infinite Earths. As you can tell, I love those big, huge events. But yeah, go big, go loud, Marvel and DC.
What is a big comic book event that you'd love to see unfold on the big screen someday?
Well, the Shaun Mariner.
From what?
From the Namor podcast.
Tight.
I would love to see a great comic book event unfold. Sorry, I have to read them also because my brain doesn't learn just from
like goldfish.
Yeah, I have to actually look at it.
Okay.
I learn better by seeing. Okay. I'd love to watch the Executioner's Song. That was an old X-Men thing, and that was when I first really started liking Cable as a character. I think those were some of the first comic books I ever got, and I know a lot of people don't like 90s X-Men stuff or a lot of Marvel's 90s stuff,
which is weird because that's when they were all super skinny and wafy, not strong.
Oh, I miss my wifey.
That was the Jim Lee era, right?
Yeah, I like that era. That's my favorite era for probably just because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Executioner's Song has Strife and Cable, and that's where you learn about Cable's past. Dr. Imperius Joe from the Namor podcast.
That's me. I'm Dr. Imperius Joe from the Namor podcast.
What big comic event would you like to see unfold on the big screen someday?
So this is Dr. Imperius Joe from the Namor podcast. I would pick Siege.
That's a great answer.
Thank you very much.
With great art.
And I can't remember what book it is right now, but there was one of the X-Men books that I just read recently, and I was showing it to you. It's probably in my backpack still.
Probably. Because you're a hoarder.
Yeah, it's the one that starts off with they're hunting mutants, and it's children are playing on a playground.
Also, every single X-Men story ever.
I guess so.
Yeah, I feel like Siege is a really good one. Dark Reign would be really good too.
Yeah, or just any of the early Namor ones. Those are great.
Hi, this is Conor McKenna from Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal IAYTD podcast. I'd love to see Kingdom Come on the big screen. If we're talking big epic superhero crossovers, Kingdom Come is definitely number one for me. Crisis on Infinite Earths would be really cool as well. In terms of big events, I guess Born Again with Daredevil would be amazing as well. But yeah, Kingdom Come is definitely on the top of that list. I think it's just as relevant today as it was in the 90s, and I think it would do people a lot of good to see that with all this stupid stuff like Injustice running around. I think Kingdom Come would be a definite breath of fresh air, and it would enlighten people. So yeah, I think Kingdom Come is definitely my number one for an adaptation I'd love to see.
Hi, I'm Ray from Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast, and when asked, I guess, what is a big comic book event that you'd love to see unfold on the big screen someday? That is an interesting question, and after giving it some thought, I would say most likely I'd love to see the Valiant Comics event, Harbinger Wars. I think that would be really cool. Currently now, I think they're about to release in May, Harbinger Wars 2, but Harbinger Wars for the Valiant universe has been absolutely phenomenal. It came out, I guess, circa 2012, 2013, and it involves a lot of the big players in the Valiant universe, but really enjoyable, a lot of things at stake. Don't want to spoil it, but if you're interested, I can highly recommend Harbinger Wars. Fantastic big event, and I'd love to see it on the big screen. I think with special effects and the right actors, it will just be a box office success.
Hi, you're on Signal of Doom with Dave and Stu. Stu, what's a big comic book event that you'd love to see unfold on the big screen someday?
It's one we did on the show recently, and it's Secret Wars.
Secret Wars?
I'd love to see Secret Wars play out. You get an origin for the Venom suit. You get every character, including some of the best villains. Doom, Galactus.
That's a very good one.
Love to see that. Where are you at, Dave?
I'm thinking to myself, I think for me, probably the one I'd love to see most of all would be Avengers versus X-Men.
Very cool choice.
Yeah, I think that would be a fantastic one. I think it's almost like an untapped well, and I hope that when Marvel get all the rights, that'll be one of the things we see within the first, like, say, 3 to 5 years.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For me, I'm really looking forward to Captain Marvel because I think one of my favorite events is going to unfold, and that is basically the invasion of the Skrulls and them infiltrating our, heroes and our government. And I think the idea of kind of shape-shifting and hiding amongst us is a really cool idea, which is why the Skrulls, I think, are really cool, and the Phalanx from the X-Men universe, people that are like, they're not really who they say they are. I think that would be really cool. I also think it'd be awesome, this isn't a specific arc, but awesome if we got to the point where we could make alternate reality stories. Put out a movie where it's like, okay, this is, Age of Apocalypse, or this is a what-if story about this crazy thing, or here's, House of M. Like, we'll probably never see that. If we do see anything like that, it'll be a snippet, but it'd be cool to see a whole different movie where our characters are completely different but played by the same actors. I don't know if we'll get to that point, but that'd be really cool if we could start to dive into that. So those are my answers, but now it's your turn. So I want you to go down into the comments and talk about what event or arc you want to see. So again, any franchise, whatever you want to see, talk about it down below, and thanks for watching.